Oh, what does he do?
It's going to be crazy when I tell you, because you're going to be like, what? So he's the president of a company, of a nonprofit organization that maps the invasive and indigenous plant life in California.
The only part of that made sense was plant life.
Yeah, like he basically just, he maps all like plant life in California, all over, like,
Oh.
It's crazy. He has an actual good for the environment job, good for the world job. It's pretty impressive, actually.
Responsible adult, yeah.
Very responsible, man. But that's cat.
Whereas I'm calling you in the middle of the afternoon on a Wednesday, and you're struggling with your dog. Yeah.
I don't work, so I'm lucky enough to not have to work. So.
Fair enough. I've tried calling Craig. It's not come through, so it looks like it's just you and me, man.
That's fine, man. No problem.
But I did. I sent the thing off, so the guys know they can jump in, of course.
Okay.
All right, let's get into it. So this part's so you're the guitarist and vocalist, but Jason's the one who's been leading it all. So let's get straight into the Conquer and Divide. Who's the band leader?
Cass.
All right, fair enough. At least the email guy.
It's not even close.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Cass is the brains behind everything, man. He makes. Well, we all make the decisions, but I mean, Cass comes up usually with a plan. Comes up with, art, everything like T-shirts. He finds people to do designs and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I come up with riffs and lyrics. That's pretty much my job. That's it. That's where it ends. That's all I'm allowed to do.
And you do a good job, so that's fine. One day you'll be able to do something else. So have you guys been to Australia before?
No. First time. Still looking forward to it.
Wow. Okay. Because I think you've got 7-8 shows while you're down here. You're here for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I think it's 8. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So I'm based in Adelaide, and it was your mate Bookings, who I think are the touring company behind what you're doing. So they asked me to go and obviously contact you guys and try and organise, some sort of promotional interview for you guys, for your tour, basically, which is April, late March, April.
Yeah, I think we fly out of LA on the 18th of March, and I believe our first gig is maybe the 20th or 21st.
I know I've already bought tickets for it. Because, I'd already bought tickets months ago for it before I got asked, so I know it's coming up, yeah. Oh, that's got some fun.
Yeah. I can't wait, man. We're so excited. Like, the three of us we can't even believe we're going to Australia to play rock and roll. I mean, it's just like, I just can't believe it.
That's what you're in it for, man.
That's sure. What's that?
That's what people are in it for. Travel the world.
Yeah, I know, but we've been going all back and forth to Europe a lot. We do the States, but this is like all like to us. This is like, it's just like, oh my God, we're going to the other side of the world playing rock and roll. I mean, it's just unbelievable from a kid just growing up in like a little Philadelphia, town.
Yeah.
I never thought it.
Yeah, keep going. Sorry, Craig, Keith.
No. I just like I said, I'm overwhelmed just thinking about like what's going to happen. What am I going to see? This is going to be beautiful.
Koalas, the beach, hot women.
You don't actually see koalas just driving down the road, though, do you?
Oh, well, not driving, but I've come back from a beverage or two at the bar, and I have literally come home and there's a koala there in the middle of the road, and the fuckers don't move. Like, they're not interested in your car. I gotta get round them.
That's so funny, man. When I was a little kid, I mean, going off the subject here, like 1-2 years old, I had a stuffed koala bear that my parents bought me.
Oh,
and
nice.
That thing used to just sit in my room, and I just remember, like, as a kid, just had this koala bear. Just, it wasn't a real one. It was just, obviously, but it looked so lifelike. Like somebody actually killed a koala and stuffed it. But I just remember I had that thing for like 10 years. I remember just like when I'm thinking about going to Australia, I just remember staring at that as a kid, never thinking I'm actually going to see a real one.
Well, I can assure you that koalas do about as much fucking moving as that stuffed koala, right? From what I know, the only things I ever really remember is they sleep for 22 hours a day. Then when they wake up, what the eucalyptus leaves do to them when they eat them is they basically make them stoned. So they don't do so they do fuck all for that 2 hours they've got, and they're all rife with STDs. So very much like being in a band, right? So
They have STDs?
yeah, there's a fuck, which one is it?
That's crazy.
It's an ST. I can't remember which one it is. It's an STD that we have as humans, but we can't catch what theirs is. It's their version of it, but they're all rife with it. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Never even heard that.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
So, moving into the band, so I can get a bit of a background on you guys as well. Obviously, look, I've listened to some of the music and I've read the bio and such forth, and it'd be easy to lump you guys as stoner rock, okay? Because the Sabbath influence, the Corrosion of Conformity influence, Grand Funk Railroad, and such forth.
Sure.
How would you describe yourself there?
Well, it's like, it's just, I guess we were stoner rock at the beginning because it's the whole thing, it was like, I guess when the band started, I was trying to get involved in the whole thing, but, I don't know, now it just seems like we're more closer to AC/DC than stoner rock. I mean, to us, it's like just straight ahead rock and roll, I mean, there's some delay here and there, and a little bit of trippy things going on, but for the most part, man, I mean, I just think we're just a straight up rock and roll at this point, just a little flavor added in, but I mean, and that's the way I like it. I mean, I'd like, just cutting the fat off the songs, basically.
That new album's very much like that, isn't it? It's quite a step ahead from what you've been previously doing. Maneuvers, the new album, yeah.
More about like having songs to drive to than songs maybe to sit around and smoke weed to.
Okay.
This album,
yeah,
I don't know. I like it because it's just I like the rock and roll. Like I said, it's kind of cliche to say coming to Australia, but I'm a huge AC/DC fan. I love old AC/DC, like just raw, dirty, like small dive bar. It smells like whiskey and beer kind of music,
Yeah.
Nothing fancy, just people having a good time,
So taking that into account, I'm going to ask you: are you more of a Bon Scott or a Brian Johnson AC/DC?
I'm definitely more of a Bon Scott guy, but I got to say AC/DC is the one band that made. You almost got to go. I mean, at least the early years of Brian Johnson, you just go, man. I don't know. They're both awesome, right? But I mean, of course, I like the Bon Scott stuff just because I really like the old. I like Down Payment Blues and stuff like. Give Me a Bullet to Bite On, stuff like that. I just love the rawness of that. But when I first discovered AC/DC, it was Brian Johnson. The first album I ever bought was Back in Black.
Yeah, that was pretty much everybody's first album.
I didn't even know there was a Bon Scott at that point because I was so little, but then, obviously. So, all the Bon Scott records are great, and I like up to Flick of the Switch with Brian Johnson. After that, but whatever. Still great stuff. Great band. Great fucking band.
Yeah. Oh, look, I upset a lot of people because, I'm a more of a Bon Scott than a Brian Johnson guy, definitely. But I upset a lot of people because when I say that I believe Highway to Hell's a better album than Back in Black.
Well, I don't know if I can argue that. That's a fucking Highway to Hell is just a badass record, man. Just fucking rock. Man.
Every single song's a killer. Fuck.
Every single song's great. You're right. I mean, that's what they did, man, back then. I mean, they had so many records where you just pop it on and you just leave it. You don't have to skip a track,
Do you... Talking about that, I mean, that's another thing. I mean, it's... I know you guys had a hiatus for quite a few years. Since you've come back, you've been quite active doing stuff. I mean, obviously back in the 70s, you were just discussing it. Every year, a fucking band whips out 8 tracks of, pure gold. I mean, is that something that you guys try and do? Is like try and get, is literally get into that cycle of, do an album tour?
Yeah, I mean, that's what actually, we were trying to do that so much this time, but I lost my father
Sorry.
last year this time, so things got in the way, and then I'm on the East Coast, Riggs is in Boston, Cass is in California, so it's just tough to get it going on, but that was the plan, and I love that about bands then, because they would come off tour, go in the studio, record something, go right back on tour. I wish we could do it that way, but, obviously certain delays, but yeah, we'd like to do it that way. I definitely think that's the best way to do it for a band, for sure. You just capture the tightness of being on the road, that whole thing when you go to the studio, so I really enjoy that.
Yeah. So, how do you guys, considering, I know Philadelphia is closer to Boston than it is to LA, so how do you guys actually get around recording your stuff?
Well, Riggs and I, I'm back and forth. I'm in LA, I'm here. Same with Riggs, we both have the ability to come and go as we please, so we just pick a date and say, hey, we're all coming out to California, we meet up with Cass, we rehearse 5 or 6 days, we write songs. It's pretty much the way it goes now. It's kind of fun, it's almost like a getaway every time we go practice.
That's good.
And like Rick says, we're always on time, because we have to fly in and we have to be there.
Yeah, you got to be good to go, yeah. Fair enough. So when you get here and you go and play your shows, obviously, as we just mentioned, the style that you guys have done over your 5 albums has changed. What can Aussie fans expect in the shows, though, in terms of the set list and things like that?
Well, we're definitely going to try to do a little bit of everything for everyone, because we've never been there before. Instead of just, last time we were playing most of the new record, sprinkling things in, but Cass is always big on that, when we don't play in front of people, first time ever, we make sure that we, because you don't know, some people don't like the last record as much as they like the first record, so we try to do a little bit from each record, so, and we'll take requests when we can, if people want to hear something, they can chime in, and, if we don't know all the songs together, because Riggs has joined the band, obviously, just on this last record, so we haven't rehearsed everything, but, yeah, we'll play whatever you guys want. But honestly, we aim to please, man. That's the way we are as a band.
Man, it's gonna be like a jazz show. We'll just sit there and go, play this, okay, bang. So.
Hey, man, if the room's a little bit empty, we might be doing that. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. I look forward to that. I read that when you're over here, you guys have got, not only have you got them 8 shows, you've got like a radio show thing as well while you're up in Sydney. Yeah.
What else have you guys got lined up while you're over here?
Well, we're definitely going to drink some of your beers and eat a lot of your food. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. I bet you give you a bit of a heads up actually about which beer to drink and which to stay away from. So.
I've actually been doing some research of what I'm going to be drinking. So yeah, please, I'd love any input you can give me would be great, because I've read a couple beers that stay away from. It's awful.
4X, stay away from.
So that's it's funny. That's the one.
Yeah, 4X, stay away from. And I know from traveling, to America and traveling to Europe a lot, we don't have Fosters.
That's okay.
You won't find a Foster's over here, so that's fine as well.
I'm not coming to Australia drinking Fosters. It'd be like, there's the American.
Yeah, that's like when we go over there and we go, let's have a Budweiser or something. Yeah. What the fuck? It's,
I was reading about that Crown. Is this Crown Lager any good? I've heard that it's pretty good.
Look,
I'm a lager kind of guy.
Yeah. Look, one of the things that threw me, because I'm from the UK originally, so I hate bitters. I'm not a bitter fan in any. I'm more of a lager guy as well. But bitters over here, I like lagers. If you find things called pale ales, they're more similar to your IPAs and your stuff you've got over there.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Not a big IPA guy.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I just can't only drink one, and then I'm like, full.
Fuck, I still got to drink the one. I was in Nashville a few months ago. My friend took me to a bar there, and it's like, have this IPA, and I'm trying my hardest, not to look like a weak ass, but I was like, this is fucking horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people just like to say, hey, try this IPA, it's great. And I'm like, do you really like this? I think a lot of people just say they like it because they're supposed to like it.
Like a hipster.
Quite honestly, give me an IPA, I'll go, maybe I won't drink today.
Yeah, I like drinking toilet water.
I'll drink 12 of them. You know?
Yeah. No, the Crown Lagers are nice. They're more of a kind of a premium lager. However, VB basically tastes Victoria Bitter basically tastes exactly the same and is cheaper.
Okay.
So you got a couple like that, be quite good. And look, I think Adelaide's the second show that you've got, and so when you get to Adelaide and you're at that gig there, I'll tell you which ones to do. All right.
Yeah, just give me a little rundown on the best beers that night.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, they do it sometimes at the wineries where they do the like the 6 samples, and then you set. So we'll try for that. Okay. So, I mean, how would you were saying earlier that you view yourself as a good rock and roll band now. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that how you describe yourself to any like to a layman on the street, or if somebody said, well, who do who could I influence? Who are your influences? Who are we hear in your music? What would you say?
I just say, like, when people ask, it's like, like heavy rock. I don't know. It's just like weird. I guess we're somewhat metal. I don't know. It's not. We're not trying to be anything. We just, it's not. Some bands, we got to be metal or we got to be this. Like, we just sort of just write whatever we. I mean, I like the position where we can just do whatever we want. If we want to write an acoustic song, we can. We don't have to. We can write a straight up rock song. We can write a super heavy metal song. But yeah, I mean, right now, I'm not listening to anything but like old '70s music right now. I've been listening to the Faces a lot. I've been listening to just stuff like that. Like I've been listening to a lot of Live at Pompeii, Pink Floyd lately. I just like over and over and over again. I'm just obsessed with it. But yeah, I don't even know. I mean, we're rooted in the Sabbath, Zeppelin, Soundgarden, Monster Magnet, all the big ones, Corrosion Conformity. Those influences are still there. But like Cass has different influences. Riggs listens to a bunch of stuff. So having him in the band, things changed a lot because now we have a new set of influences in the band, and he's a great songwriter too. So that's also, I mean, you can hear it on the new record. I mean, a lot of the reason that the songs have changed is because Riggs is in there helping me, and he's an amazing songwriter. So
what does he bring to that? Because he's your third drummer, isn't he? Second, third?
He's our second drummer. Well, I mean, we've had a lot of drummers over the years, but on records, he's the second drummer.
Okay, that's one.
He's probably like the seventh. I mean, shit, man, I've been
fucking drummers.
But I mean, yeah, recorded wise, I mean, Rick was always on the first 4, and then he was on the last. But he brings everything to the table, man. Not only is he an awesome dude, I love being around him. I mean, he's in a great mood. He's got a great attitude. He's a great friend, great drummer, great songwriter. We're really lucky to have got somebody like that in our band who's actually one of our great friends too, on top of being a great musician. So,
is he? Would it be fair to say, and I don't know, I'm just putting it out there, that he's allowed, because of his drum technique, it's allowed you guys to become more of a rock band rather than the genre that you were previously?
Yeah, well, definitely, because he's, him and Rick, and they're different, completely different drummers. Riggs is way more just a batshit, like he beats the shit out of the drums. It's crazy. You'll see when he just, our sound guy in Europe literally goes, "Can you hit the drums lighter?" I'm not even kidding, man. We're playing big places, man. I mean, he just punishes his drums. And that's just his style. And yeah, I mean, it's totally different. So we're way more floor on the floor kind of right now. But Rick had a lot of finesse, I mean, Rick was an amazing drummer. Even Riggs will tell you that. Rick just is like, I mean, playing with him so long, you're amazing. When just watching him play sometimes, he's just so good. He's so long. His meter's amazing. And, it was a tough thing to let him go. But, yeah, I think it's worked out good for us, though,
Well, coming to Australia now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, to drive past koalas in the street with their STDs and drink shit beer. What more do you want?
I can't wait till that happens the first time. I'm like, he seriously told me I'm going to see a koala in the street. There's a fucking koala.
Late at night, you don't really see them during the day. It'll be late at night. So just clear that up for you. So I mean, you guys are with Small Stone Records at the moment as well.
No. We actually we went out on our own. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, the last record we released everything. We did everything all in house because we just realized that at this point, you don't really, you can do it without a record company because we have all the contacts, the distribution. So it works out better for us because we have complete control of everything from top to bottom. Art, what we want to do with it, what songs we want to put on the record. But we have a good relationship with Small Stone, and they help us out a lot, and we're very appreciative of all that stuff. But just decided go on our own way because even Scott would say, "There's nothing else I can do for you."
Yeah.
Basically, you guys have reached the peak. Now it's up to you to do the rest. So and that's kind of where we are, and we really like it. I got to tell you, it's really freeing because we make all the decisions, and thank God we have someone like Cass that we can. Let's face it, Cass makes all the decisions. If we just say yes or
no. he's the brains, yeah.
He is the brains, but as a band, we do this. If two people agree with it, one person doesn't matter. That's the way we roll, and the person doesn't agree, goes, okay, that's the way we are as the band. But it's very rare when we don't all agree. So, but I do like how that, we call the shots. It's cool. I think it just comes across the music, and the record, I think, sort of sounds like that because it sounds more like what we really want to be.
Yeah.
I think at this point in our career.
Look, it really makes sense as well. I mean, because with you guys 5 albums down, I mean, I've been having this conversation with a number of people about a lot of bands at the moment, and I'll name it, but Bring Me the Horizon, Bullet for Valentine, another one, and I keep using Machine Head as the other reference, where when you get to so many albums down, something's got to change, otherwise you hit that glass ceiling and then you just go backwards, and that's what I think Machine Head have done. I think Machine Head and I love Machine Head, but I think they've just got themselves now in that groove where they'll never be anything other than what they are, because they've already gone past that 5 album point. Whereas I know Bring Me the Horizon at the moment, they're probably the most popular one, who are copping a lot of flack for their album. But again, you've got to change, and it now makes sense. What you're saying with how the album sounds. You get the new drummer in. You're not with Small Stone Records. You're doing your own thing. It's a different style you've got, and you go, okay, well, that makes sense. You're branching out on your own and going, this is our world now, not a record company's world.
Yeah, I totally. Like I said, I think it honestly, I really think it helps you write instead of being stagnant. Because there was a point, I don't even know if I should be saying this, but there was a point where I just sort of feel like I had to write songs to be a stoner, I had to be stoner rock songs all the time. Otherwise, the fans are going to think, I don't know. They can think of a lot of things, like, what happened to them, or, what are they trying to become, or, there's a lot of opinions out there. And, I mean, now I don't feel like that anymore. I just feel like whatever I write, we'll just do it. We'll turn it into Sasquatch. So I think that's really made us, I don't know how much we've changed sound-wise. I mean, to me, it still sounds like the same fucking songs on the first record. Just a little different, but, I pretty much that, it's just easier to do what we want now, because there's no restrictions. And we don't have, not that Small Stone ever did this to us, but you feel like you have to sort of play the part at some point. You have to do the thing, do the stoner rock, the whole thing, which I love, but I'm just bored of that at this point. For me, I just want to do other things. Like I said, I don't just listen to straight up rock anymore, just the old stuff. So.
Yeah, well, like you said, I mean, if you're listening to Pink Floyd or the Faces, I mean, we're not talking about copying it or replicating it, but that influence seeps in, and you might come up with an idea you want to chuck out there, and you don't want to be roped into you must do stoner rock. So that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's still stoner rock because for certain reasons.
It's still illegal over here. It's not Colorado, okay?
So. Is it really still illegal?
Yeah, it's like you can't buy it from a dispenser. I was in Denver a few months ago, and I was just like, wow, man, this shit's fucking mental.
Oh, yeah.
But
I know it's crazy in California. I go to the corner store. I literally just walk down the hill from the house and just go to the store. get myself go home. You know, and it's crazy because the prices are so cheap. Like, you can buy awesome weed for nothing now. Because, you know, just the whole way it is now, there's so much of it that everybody's going to drop prices just to compete.
Yeah.
So it works out great for me.
Yeah.
But,
win.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, good, man. Good. So
I guess I'll find somebody over there to help me out.
Yeah. There'll be somebody. I'll guarantee you.
Sure.
I'm probably fucking 80% of the room. There'll be somebody.
Sweet.
So once obviously this tour's finished in Australia, what have you guys got lined up after that?
Well, I think we're tentatively supposed to be touring the U.S. Like maybe 2 months after we come back. I know I think it's being put together as far as I know.
Okay.
And then I know we're playing in Vegas, at a show there, and then I know we're going to be in Greece in September for a street mod fair or something like that. And what we're trying to do is after the U.S. tour is go right in the studio like we talked earlier about, and hopefully put down the new record. And that's the idea. I know we have studio time booked for that in that area because Riggs owns the studio, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Which is, so it's great because we can go in whenever. We don't have to really. All we can do is just say, "Hey, we're coming in." You know, so. But that's the idea. I mean, we certainly have tons of songs for the new record. It's just as almost like, what do we put on the new record? We're actually on record 7 at this point. If you can believe that.
Because you got that much stuff going.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. The amount of riffs, I'm not even kidding. This is not even exaggerating. There must be 100 riffs on my phone.
Oh, wow.
That are, I mean, and probably 75% of them could be made into songs, I would say. So, yeah, it's just finding the time to get in the room and whack this whole thing out with everybody. You know?
Yeah.
That's really the big problem. So.
Oh, well, that'll be awesome. We'll look forward to that.
Yeah. We're going to play new songs when we're there, so you're going to hear some of the new record.
Nice.
For sure.
Nice.
For sure. At least 1 or 2 songs. So.
That'd be good because you know what? If I get halfway through the set and I've not heard anything, I already know I can put out, because you've already said it on tape, I can say, "Excuse me, can you play a new song?"
That's going to be awesome. And Riggs is going to be like, "You told him we're playing new songs?" I guess we got it.
Well, hey man, if he jumped in on a phone call, he would have known, so it's his own fault, okay? He's no one else to blame.
I'm surprised he didn't answer because we talked last night that he must just, I don't know, there must be something going on because he's usually right in on an interview. He loves doing it.
Yeah. Well,
He's a funny one for the man.
I called him twice and it just got no answer, so it is what it is. It's all fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, all right, and so look, that's half an hour that we've done there, just under. Is anything else you want to add?
No, man, we just are so, you know, I'm going to say this, like, this is bullshit, but we are genuinely fucking thrilled that we're coming there. And I can tell you this, that we're going to give it everything we got every single night. Because that's the kind of band we are. So, and on top of it, we're in fucking Australia, man.
Yeah.
So, the last greatest thing, we get to play together, and we're in another continent. So, dream, man, it's a fucking dream come true.
It'll be hot. Some of the venues you're playing as well will be hot as well. So fucking.
Now, Riggs hates it hot. Our drummer, he hates the heat. So.
Well, he lives in Boston, man. What do you expect?
Yeah, I know. Like, the big cast love the heat, so like we're fine with it. I don't care if I'm sweating disgustingly in a club. I'd rather be hot than freezing.
I reckon certainly in the Adelaide show, if we asked very nicely, I could probably get 2 girls to stand at the side of the stage with big fans waving him to cool him down. You'll like that.
Please. I'll take you up on that.
I reckon I could find. Seriously, honestly, I reckon I could. So it's. Even if you just do it for 30 seconds, just so it can rip the piss out of him.
Don't let my girlfriend see those pictures.
Oh, no, they're different pictures. Yeah. So.